All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for watching again. Now, I don't know if this is before or after I've done the sigil shit, but you know, it is what it is. So I don't know what's going on in the world today or what, but when it comes to the Pleiadians, you know, that star cluster, it's way more than 7 stars, but you know, they were called the 7 sisters. You know, being that my witch was a 7th sister of a 7th sister and had powers or witch-like capabilities, you know, she could read fortune, she would get premonitions, she could also heal. Basically your typical 7th sister folklore witch kind of thing was my grandma. She was a practicing Christian and was told to give it up at a young age. I already went over all that in depth, but the fact that she in her yard would have well, what people would call crop circles. My dad's seen some as a kid, but their last place where they lived on Paragon Road, which is kind of like somewhere between Somerstown and Glen Walter, I want to say, around my area. Basically, they she'd have lots of crop circles, being that the Pleiadians apparently been landing on and off of Earth for a while. According to the book I just read there, Elves from Canada, how the Pleiadians taught me how to live, laugh, and have fun again or something, or live life again. I don't know, I forget, some of that effect. Saying that they live in Canada, you know, there's a lot of things telling us you don't hear too much of them living in Canada. You hear more of it being this place, that place, that place, this place. But in all honesty, if they were to live somewhere and if they didn't want certain people to know where they live, well, they would probably mask it and shroud it. So maybe they don't even live in Canada, to be honest, or maybe that's why, you know, that's the only place it says they do live in Canada. Who knows? I'm not saying Canada has Pleiadians or not. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I don't fucking know. I don't even know if Pleiadians are real or not. But I do feel this strong pull to learning about Pleiades, the star cluster that's part of Taurus. It's like the eye of Taurus, basically. And you know, they are connected to Taurus and kind of Venus, maybe just because of the Earth sign, but you know, they are the ones that seeded this Earth. There was one point where they were worshiping a golden calf, which would be the Taurus, which would be the bull, but and you know, the Taurus, you know, Toro, you know, there's a lot of Torah, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on Taurus, Torah, you know, all that shit. It comes back to a lot of that shit. But anyways, I've always felt a great pull to Pleiadians and thinking that, you know, however it works, whether one of my incarnations were there, or maybe it was on a different star system before that, you know, maybe I was a Pleiadian when I helped seeded this fucking planet, which would be pretty cool to say, but what a fucking thing to say, like, with no proof and just, yeah, my past life I seeded this planet, you know, like, that'd be awesome to say. And who knows, maybe it is true, but maybe I was originally a Syrian who did the Pleiadians, or maybe it was not Syrians, but it starts with an A. Anyways, I can't think of the name. But anyways, or it was from one of the other planets. Who knows? And maybe none of that's even true. It's just ways of interpreting it. You know, because there's a lot of things out there that claim Pleiadians is the new way to believe, or Reptilians is the bad, and Pleiadians is the good. But when you look at it from that point of view, once again, you're just playing into this whole good and evil paradigm bullshit. Like reptilians are bad and the Pleiadians have been fighting them off forever. You're playing in this bad and good bullshit, and I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I take, you know, as much as Peterson may not be mystical or magically inclined, but he has the belief that, you know, a lot of well-grounded witches that I know believe, maybe not all of them, and magical practitioners, but that evil is from us, that we create the evil on the planet. Now, there is traumatic things that happen, like sometimes nature fucks you up, you know. And, you know, if you're not evolved enough, you can consider disease to be a force of nature. But that's really you just not knowing what the fuck you should be doing with your body, in my opinion. And, you know, it could be where you're living and things could happen, but, you know, you can always change those circumstances. So nothing is set in stone when it comes to your body and disease. But if a fucking hurricane comes to your place and wipes you out, well then, you know, that's kind of on nature. But once again, look, we had some windstorms and all my neighbor's shit was flying all over the place. Okay, the fence that connects my yard and the neighbor's yard didn't get touched much, but there was a couple things that break off, and it's always the same ones that break off the pieces of wood, you know what I mean? And it's like, my shit's all fine though, and I never have an issue, you know. So like when I know there's a storm coming, you can't prepare very much, but you can prepare a little bit and try to reduce the effects of the storm, you know, because she's got to do what she's got to do. And if Mother Nature's pissed off, then she's got to let out those emotions, just like we got to let out our emotions when we're pissed off. And sometimes people get caught in our crossfire. Well, as above, so below. She's no different than we are. She's got to do that shit too, you know. So, but once again, that people dying, you know, if we're not told that we all go to heaven, you know. We're told that, well, you might be going to heaven, you might not be going to heaven, but no one really knows. So when you lose somebody, it's pretty traumatic, because it's like, what if I never see them again, kind of thing, you know? And which isn't the case, because, you know, when you die, you're just evolving into something else, or you're just becoming reincarnated. No one really dies. The pain you feel is real while you're in this body, but once you escape this body, it doesn't go with you anywhere, you know? And I know that can be insensitive when you're talking about someone who's suffering through a disease or, you know, anything like that. But it's like, once again, them, their parents, people around them, instead of just buying into what they're told and fed, saying, there's nothing we can do, I'm sorry, but we've done all we can do. Well, no, you did not do all you can do. You didn't do any additional looking up other different religions, backgrounds, places. You didn't travel, you didn't order a bunch of books, even if they're as ridiculous as can be. If I had somebody that I really wanted to help, I would not just put all my faith into a doctor who's taught a specific way to teach people a specific way, and any other ways are just frowned upon, and, you know, don't even talk about that. That's rubbish, you know, basically. So the point I'm trying to get at, I guess, is there's always another way. And, you know, once you start going down the path I'm down, and a lot of people are down, when you start realizing your thoughts create your reality, well, you don't want to be taking in Pleiadians versus, whether it's Anunnaki or reptilians or both or whatever the case is. You don't want to be taking that shit in. You know, you can read about it, you can learn about it because it's fascinating, but once again, we have a real life history that happened that is hard to believe, and you're gonna believe a fake, or not fake, but a made up or a channeled version of history that happened that's similar to the shitty one that they're telling you not to believe, but believe in this new one. It's like fighting against fighting, fighting against fighting. It's just another way to, you know, say, hey, these people are all powerful, but yet they can't stop evil either, because evil just happens. It's like, well, we allow the evil to happen. So if you're going to continue on the path of Pleiadians are good and reptilians are bad, well, you're adding to that reptilian shit is bad shit. And, you know, all the power of the people going around saying the reptilians hold is no longer there and all that, they probably really understand that it was never there before. It was only a thought form concept that was holding people there, believing that that was actually happening. And then, you know, anyways, I can go on for days about this shit, and I said I wouldn't be going into too much more philosophy stuff, but I want you to understand that I like Pleiadians. I like learning about Pleiadians. I feel like I'm drawn to them. Now, I got green eyes and brown hair, so I'm not tall with blue eyes or blonde hair or anything like that, so I'm far from a fucking Pleiadian look, but I resonate with that shit. That shit sounds like, you know, and I don't know if my eyes are considered almond eyes, and I don't have maybe the nose for that. I got a big forehead, but, you know, you know, I'm an earth sign. I got Taurus, and that's the neck. So my neck's engorged a little bit more. It's like basically the size of my head. So that's what I'm trying to say here, I guess.